Hey players, DM of Unleashed here. Quick update on the Unleashed store. The DM's been adding some new items and stuff like that to the store. I've been working on things, you know how it is. Two things with it: one on rarity, and two on knowledge cost versus item cost. So the DM didn't put any like common items in there, like stuff that you can probably easily come by. If you want that, you can just ask for it in games. Like there's no hidden trip ups or anything like that of like, oh man, this item sounds cool, and it's actually this rock that you can throw really hard. No, like these are items that are special in some way. So it's like you're gaining something pretty significant out of them. And the point system is, just to give you an idea, the point system is based off of around a 100 point scale. So a 100 point scale, the DM assumes that that is going to be about a year of you either playing your game or if you just get to a 10 real world con. So he assumes that players will, on average, come out to around 100 points a year, um, not including birthday gifts and Christmas gifts. So that's kind of like what you can kind of base your items and your powers on for the most part. When you look at things, is uh, things that will take you a year to do in fake world time. Um, so that's kind of the way your character can progress, like because you will get like some basic stuff like that along the way. So like when you see something that costs like 300, 400, 500 points, like that's like a 2, 3, 4, 5 year investment kind of thing, and it gives you a little perspective to that. Yeah, so the rarities of the items, there is no common items on here, as the DM said. If you want a car or something like that, you can ask for a car. You can hash out what it is, and anything like that. Now, if you want it all like souped up and has rocket launchers and stuff like that, it'll probably cost you more, but it'll definitely cost you under 100 points probably for that kind of thing, depending on the size of it. Like I said, if you want a car versus an aircraft might cost a little bit more. If you want a big aircraft's obviously going to cost more than that. With rarity though, so it starts at uncommon. Uncommon is something you could probably find if you put some effort into it. Um, not too hard or anything like that. You just gotta know the right place to look. Uh, Rares are something that's definitely out there. It might take a little bit of like knowledge to find, like at least in the game, like you would have to like seek out where to find it and then go to that person. But like again, it's still within the realms of an average person could probably find their way to it if they found if they got like the right path to go along with it. Um, Very rares like this is the one where it's like you would need to be a specialist of some sort to find it, uh, or be insanely lucky. It's not something that you're just going to happen across or anything like that. Uh, yeah, it's like I say, just a rarity bump. Like the DM, it's like an approximation of things. Like very rares, you're looking at uh, maybe a couple on the planet. Like maybe probably like less than 10 or like 5 to 10, something like that. Uniques are one of a kind. Whenever you purchase it, whenever it comes, like so, when you purchase stuff, it's not necessarily something like it's dropped into your lap. Like sometimes there's a bit of an adventure with with getting it, or you get the knowledge of where exactly something is, especially something very rare like that. But once you bring the unique into your possession, it gets removed from the shop because it's a one of a kind. It's in your possession now, and until you either lose it, throw it away, or die, or anything like that, it gets locked out of the shop. Legendary things tend to have like a bit more provenance to them, like they've usually been passed down. Uh, it's kind of a standing thing where it might be more easily recognized, but it's also for good reason. Like it's because they tend to be very powerful items. So it's like legendary warrior A over there. He's known because he's got this sword that's everything. Like I guess like Herald and Sword of the Age is the best way I can describe it. Fake or not fake world, but the way George could describe it to the other players rather than the DM describing it to the players here. Like that's my perception of it. That's the vessel's perception of it. Back to the DM though. Yeah, so like legendary usually comes with legendary isn't legendary is one of a kind because it is that item of legend, but it's not necessarily unique. Like you will get the legendary variant of it. So it's like if you if there's a sword, like there's like like a couple swords out there like this, but only one has kind of gotten that legendary fame for it. You'll get that one, and it usually comes with some additional properties because it's been around. Elder items usually are insanely ancient, like they are very old and probably a bit more powerful because of it. They also come with some special properties the DM won't get into. The final thing is knowledge cost versus um, purchase cost. So knowledge cost is a bit on the expensive side for items because it's twofold. At the cursory, like the knowledge cost, or the initial thing is the knowledge cost. If you just purchase the knowledge cost of the item, it gives you a basic breakdown of the item. Pretty simple, like, oh, hey, what's the sword that killing lots of people do? Well, it kills lots of people, and it's really good at it. Uh, if you purchase the item, then that knowledge cost boosted because you will get like the provenance of the item, the history of the item, and if it's like an item that grants abilities and tech or this stuff like that, like it'll boost your interaction with the item, like how good you are at wielding it, how good you are at using it, stuff like that. So like the knowledge cost is important. Like it has kind of like two phases to it. Like one is just the hey, what is this, and two is if you actually purchase the item, you get more knowledge out of it. You'll get you better understand how to use it. Like there might be a ring, you might be a set of rings or something like that. The Dragon Brothers possess, and like you try to point to the stuff, and you don't know what they do. Like you purchase the knowledge cost, like you'll know exactly what to do. You point them at the sun, and they spit fire or something. Who knows? um, yeah, so like that's kind of knowledge cost, and if you can purchase an item blind too, like if you'll purchase where it is and it'll show up in your game somehow or another, and yeah, from there you can kind of figure out your own way to use it. So that's why the knowledge cost is where it is. Like I said, it's two phased. Yeah, that should be it for now.